Yeah, now we can start. I think we lost a few people here. Yeah. So let's start. I think most of them will watch it in record, but now we can be sure that everything works correctly.
Okay, great.
So yeah, we need to breathe in, breathe out, and continue. Yeah. About general question, I started to ask it, and right now I can finish it. General question about working with influencers in Latam. Are there any super important rules to know when you're working with Latin American bloggers? I mean, maybe some details in contracts, maybe very detailed brief, maybe, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules working with influencers anywhere. But actually, yeah, from each country or maybe region, it's very different. Here in Latam, they are like very flexible with things like with stuff like contracts and agreements. They're very flexible. They if they have like the old information like in on the emails and they have like an invoice sign or something, they're okay. I mean, it's very different from the US because in the US you need to have an agreement and something very super legal. Here you can go like super easy, and the negotiating part it's super easy. It's not that like we have to have meeting first and then we have to sign a contract and an agreement. It's more flexible, and thanks God, because for example in Triple J we need to close a lot of collaborations. And imagine if you need to close 60, 80 collaborations per month, and you need to sign 80 contracts, 80 agreements, and it can be like a little bit tough because this will take more time. So yeah, here in Latin we don't have that problem. Of course, there are one, two, three bloggers that might need to have an agreement or something, but it's not like the common case. So from that part, it's very easy. But one thing about people here in Latam is that you might say like, okay, you prepare a brief and everything, for them to make the collaboration happen. And then you put like, okay, this collaboration have to be live, I don't know, in June 14 at 8 a.m. That doesn't happen always. Like they try to know because my best time is 12 p.m., just an example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we need to negotiate with them because it's, I mean, the client, maybe we have a webinar at 7 p.m. and they say, no, my best time to publish is at 6. So this is what we need to, why we need to have a brief with the exact information, especially for people in Latin. You need to put exactly like the parameters of the collaboration, like time, what you're going to publish, like the link. Everything is super explained in detail, so there are no mistakes. Obviously, we always prepare a brief with the speech and everything, but obviously the idea is to do this sound very organic. Um, it's just like an idea, but they should meet the deadlines, the everything. And that's one of the most difficult parts of the influencer marketing stuff, because what if, okay, I don't know, my boss told me like, okay, Daniela, we need 3 collaborations for tomorrow's webinar. And I said, okay, I found the collaborations, they're all set. And then one of the guys said, no, I'm sick, I'm not going to publish anything. So this can happen, and happens actually a lot. So these are like the main struggles, and this is why you need to be like on top of the blogger, like, hey, can you send me the draft? It's always good to see like a draft before they posting. So yes, you need to be like super pushy with bloggers because obviously you want everything to go smoothly and perfect, you know.
So, and as I understand, is it really necessary to make a contract with Blogger? Yeah, is it because if you don't have any, it's really it's impossible to control what they do with the integration. Yeah.
No, it's more like a brief, not a contract. We
Ah.
should,
Hmm.
yeah, we should prepare a brief for every type of collaborations. And for example, if you're a blogger and I hire you, I should make a brief for you with all the information. But for example, my recommendation is if you're going to hire like a really big blogger, or you're going to close a really big collaboration with someone that it's going to be expensive, please have an agreement, because yeah, you need to be sure that everything is going to be right. I mean, now you should have an agreement when it's going to be very big, or if you're working with the US market, you should definitely have an agreement, even if you're paying $50 to the blogger, you need to have an agreement because it's a legal way to do it. But here in Latam, with a brief, with all the details of the collaborations, you're okay to go.
So okay, yeah, it's clear. And I have a question from a follower, and I think it's really relevant because I remember some cases from Triple Ten, and it's really interesting to hear it from you from your experience, because it's uh, your experience much more specific about bloggers. And the question is, uh, do bloggers from Latam generate traffic only from there, or do they also attract traffic from the entire Spanish-speaking audience? For example, from USA and Europe, some Spain, for example.
Yes. Well, it depends a lot of the blogger, because I'm just going to put an example. For example, I live in Colombia, right? But the majority of my audience is from Mexico.
Hmm.
So maybe if I close like a collaboration with a brand here in Colombia, might not have the impact that they want. But in Mexico, yes. So what? The first thing when we do like the outreach, like we send a message, like, hey, we want to work with you. The first thing we ask for is a media kit. Because sometimes can happen that, okay, that this is a girl from Colombia, but have the majority of her audience in Spain. So this person is not a good fit for us. And this happens a lot because in GoIT, I spent like 3 months working in the Spain market. And I actually hire some people from Latam because they have like, I don't know, 30% of audience, yeah, from Madrid, and they're all from Latin America, but they have audience in Spain, so they can work. Also, there's people here that also are from example from Colombia, and they have the majority of their audience in the US. This you need to always ask for the insights. um you can find this kind of insights influence on different platforms for influencers, when you can download like this kind of statistics and everything for the influencers. So yeah, my answer is that you need to check every profile, each profile, to see if it's a good fit or not.
Mhm. So it means that some bloggers can generate traffic from USA, for example, or no,
Yes.
USA is too close. From Spain, for example. Uh,
Yes, of course.
okay, yeah, it's clear. So, and and you said about your case, as I understand, then you said that you're live in Colombia, but your audience is from Mexico.
Yes, it's actually, I'm Venezuelan, but I live in Colombia, and my top audience is in Mexico. I don't know why this is happening. I don't even have Venezuela in my top five. I don't know why, but that's how it works. And for example, I have the US in my second place. So yes, this is why I say, guys, you should always ask for their media kits, so you can check all this kind of stuff. And also the age is very important.
And I have a question. When you said that USA is the second popular country in your audience, does it affect the cost, the price for advertising in your blog? For example, if the I understand that it's still Spanish language people. I think most of them are Mexicans, I suppose.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
from Miami, you know, this kind of
Yeah,
uh
in
yeah.
this part of USA. And
Mhm.
does it make prices higher in your blog or not?
Yes, I mean, I am not like in my case, I am not like prioritizing myself like an influencer, you know, like but in a case like mine, that it's a person that is 100% doing only content creation and everything, yes, it will cost more because leads and clicks and everything for the US cost more.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's really cool thing to have.
Yes,
This
for
is
example, a person like me, like have the majority of people from Mexico and then the US, it can work really, really well. Some stuff like, I don't know, Walmart that they have in Mexico and also in the US. So you can attract both, you know, regions. So it can work really, really cool, I believe,
cool. And
for a cheaper price.
I have a tricky question. I didn't ask it before, and I didn't think about it before, to be honest. But when I saw this question, I really liked it. Um, it's a question about uh, followers and the question from a follower. So, and how do you think, how often do bloggers fake their followers? And how do you
um,
check a blogger audience before advertising with them?
well, um, sadly, they fake followers or they bought followers a lot.
Hmm.
Sadly, yes. But there's some simple ways to check this. I mean, if you are like a regular person that, okay, why this person have so many followers? Let's see. The first thing you can check is the views for their reels. And you can check if someone have, I don't know, 200K followers and then have like 5K views on reels, this might be shady, you know? Also likes or comments and everything, but right now you can buy uh, views, likes, comments. So you need to check like deeply the profiles, because if there's someone from Colombia just posting traveling or something, and then there's 10 comments from a guy from India, you know, saying, "How you're so pretty," like this might be a bot, you know. um and there's another way to do it. You can just Google engagement calculator, just on Google, and just put the name of the influencer, and then it's going to say like, okay, this person have a 0.5 percent of engagement. This is more likely to have I don't know, 30% of fake followers. I mean, there's a lot of way to know this. But I believe it's very easy to know, because if you open an account and so like 80 comments and 50 are shady, this person have 5 followers. Um, but right now a lot of people are doing it, but I believe this is kind of dumb, because it's very easy to know, you know, with the engagement, with the views, with the comments. It's very easy to know, but if someone doesn't have like the maybe experience or something, they can scam you, because this can happen.
And do you usually use? No, I know how you work. Another, I will ask another way.
Okay.
You ever used some platforms for making integrations with bloggers, or you always work only directly with bloggers?
Well, from my side, I have always worked directly, but in a few occasions, um, maybe just a person who is trying to sell me like a platform or something. So I like, hey, try this. In my case, my strongest skill is the negotiating part. And I always try to find like the best prices. And when you're doing it through a platform, this is very difficult to make the negotiating, like to get the best price for the influencer, to maybe have the best deal. So if you have the capacity to do it yourself, I will say do it yourself. But maybe if you're working with a company that say, hey, no, I need 300 influencers for this month, it can be like a little bit impossible to do it directly yourself. So yes, you should use a platform. There's so many platforms right now, like Upfluence. There's too many. I mean, and for different prices. But in my case, yes, I prefer always to do it directly so we can have like the best deal.
Okay, so it's clear. It's clear. Thank you so much. And I have a strange question because we can't make it without any strange question. So one more question from follower. He moved to Argentina and noticed a big trend in dark humor on social media and television. For example, a bull hitting a person with its horns and people laughing about it. And
Okay.
and is this some local humor trend or is just seem that way to the follower? How do you think? Is it really very popular dark humor in Latin America, or
Yes.
yeah, really? Is it like a
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm agree, yeah. And here we have public like for every type of vloggers. I mean, every type of vlogger can have their own audience. And yes, for that dark humor, there's a lot of people, unfortunately. Yeah, but this is happening and this is getting bigger.
I don't know, is it fun or sad? And what do you think about it? Do you like it?
I don't. I can say I don't. But I'm from Venezuela, and this is super common to have like a dark humor, and people really like this kind of stuff. I don't think in Colombia it's that way. Uh, but in Venezuela it's super normal. So I grew up like with that, and now with the social media exposed, it's getting out of control. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, and it's a serious thing.
I didn't know it, and it's so strange for me, but in the same time, it's very interesting because, to be honest, I like dark humor, but in like when it's under control, to be honest, because
Yeah, like a humorist, like doing a stand-up or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I can enjoy that, like in a stand-up, maybe not that dark, but dark humor. But yeah, the social media stuff is getting out of control right now, I believe.
so interesting. Yeah, it seems like a good question from a follower because I had no idea about it. That is interesting, and I will have a question in the chat about legal aspects of bloggers' relations, but I think we talked about it. Maybe Max a bit late, but yeah, and I think to be honest, it's Latam. It's not a wild market at all when we're talking about influencers. Danielle, what do you think? Can you call Latam market is wild or not?
Um, I don't say wild. Or what do you mean about wild? Because I'm seeing here
Without any
that
rules, like Wild West,
it's
bloggers.
difficult to make payment or something.
For example, blogger just take your money and disappear, and you don't know how.
No, no. That didn't happen. Well, in my case, that haven't happened for me, and hopefully it's not going to happen for me to me anytime. But actually, it's very simple. Here in Latam, everyone uses PayPal, bank transfers, Wise. It's actually super simple. And for example, on places like Venezuela, that it's so like weird. Venezuela it's weird and payments are weird because Venezuela it's they have their own currency, but they only use dollars. They have, I mean, there's no payment method that they don't know. They have every payment method in the world. So actually it's very simple. And I think you are going to hire an influencer with some name, you know, that person is not going to disappear and you're going to lose your money. And for my side, what I always do is like request, if we are closing a collaboration with an influencer, I request like several like point of contacts for the email, Instagram, phone number, because if they don't like give me like all those point of content, can be a little bit weird, and I'm not going to work with that person. So yeah.
And I think it's about payment methods. Oh, yeah. So I mean that sometimes influencers might
Mm.
prefer to hide their income. So for, yeah, okay, but
Yes, yes. This happens. Obviously, this happens. I believe anywhere, not only in Latin, anywhere. Um, Actually, influencers prefer to get paid like through PayPal or some stuff like that. They always ask for to I don't know, if we are having like our fee or tax, you should also send me like, if I don't know, if one story costs just an example, $100, okay, but I have to pay tax of 19% and also the PayPal fee, and they're always trying to cover that cost, so they don't have to, you know, to take something for their money, you know, for their own money. So yeah, this happens a lot. When our like big collaborations, we made like bank transfers, but they always ask for for us to send us like the um how can I say, like VAT, like VAT, you know what it means.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they always try like to have that cover so they can like, you know, have like whole money for them, the whole payment.
Okay, cool. So Max, thank you for question. Daniela, thank you for answer. So let's move to the second topic. It's really interesting to talk with you about working as a marketer on Latin American market. And the first question is about the most interesting thing about money. And what do you think is the average salary for a marketer in Latin American company?
Well, I won't generalize about the whole Latin America. Maybe I can talk a little bit more about Colombia. And here the salaries are not the best. I'm going to be completely honest. Here the salaries are not the best. Maybe for someone like a CMO, like it's a huge deal, like the best role in marketing in a good company, like I don't know, maybe like a well-known company like SAP, for example. Um, it can be like, I don't know, $4,000 that you can say, okay, this is some money, but you're talking about SAP
Or taxes or after taxes?
before taxes.
Wow.
So yeah, salaries here are not the best, to be honest. When you are in-house, like here in Colombia, like you have to go and take your car every day to work. But right now, a lot of people, and obviously people in marketing, are working for companies from other countries. And that's why I believe salaries here in Colombia are raising because of that. Because people doesn't want to go to work every day and be stuck in traffic and everything, when they can work remotely and get paid better. So this is something that here in Colombia you can see that it's a problem, it's happening. Um, People are, I mean, for example, for banks, people doesn't want to go and work in banks because the salaries here in banks are awful, awful. So yes, this is a problematic that the country is having right now, and I believe for next year salaries are going to have a raise. I don't know if as good as US companies or something. I don't think so. But we are having this problem. And also, I think a lot of people here in Colombia are very traditional. and doesn't know still that you can go to LinkedIn and find and start working like, okay, marketing manager, and they always put like Colombia, location Colombia, and you can put worldwide, and and look for jobs that you can speak English, and that's fine. I believe people right now are migrating, but doesn't know a lot that you can earn more money. uh, Looking for this kind of jobs, a remote job that, I mean, not only the US, you can work from a company in Europe and in every country in the world if you know the language. So yes, this is a problematic. We're having salaries here are not the best, especially the companies like here in-house in Colombia.
Point. Interesting. And how do you think? I have a question about non-Latin American workers in Latin American companies. Is it is it
That's different. That's different because, for example, if you live in the US and the company translate to here to Colombia, that's different, but it's not happening that much right now.
Hmm.
It's I just was talking with a person who was in charge of relocating people, like funding like the houses, the high school for their kids and everything to expats. And she told me like, okay, I don't have work right now. It's companies are not doing it anymore. They prefer them to leave them in the US and to continue working remotely or something. But this is not happening as much as it was happening like maybe 5 years ago. Um, so yes, this is a problematic for anywhere.
So and now, as I understand, companies prefer to hire local people and not to acquire.
Yes, because it costs a lot.
Yeah.
It costs a lot to relocate someone from anywhere, and just to provide housing, scholarships, and everything, it costs a lot.
Hmm. So it's clear.
Here in Colombia, I don't know any other countries. I can talk here in Colombia.
As I understand, as I remember from discussions with Galina. Do you remember Gala?
No.
No. So it's the person, a Russian speaking person, but
Oh yes, yes, I remember her. Yeah,
she
from
lives in
social.
Mexico, and
Okay.
told me that now it become more popular to work for Mexicans to work in a Mexican company. It's like salaries getting higher, etc., etc. And now it's more preferable option for some Mexican specialists to work with Mexican company, but it's just her opinion. I don't know. Is it like true?
Maybe, yes.
Mm.
I can say if that is happening in Mexico, it will happen here in Colombia. Mexico is a little bit more moving forward, a little bit better than us. Um, but I believe this is correct. I mean, it's cheaper to hire people from their own country than bringing people from other countries. I mean, it's cheaper and it makes more sense.
Hmm. Maybe, but I think it's about salaries, to be honest, because they getting hired there. But okay,
No, they're get. I believe salaries here are also going to be have an upgrade. I believe because yeah, people doesn't want to work in a place where they can charge the same as doing it at their home, doing a remote job or better, because remote there are more remote offers than in-house, like in place. So people actually prefer remote, I believe, right now in this era.
that's true.
Obviously there's some traditional people, I understand, but from my side, if you are going to give me a job offer to like a in-house, like I have to go to that company every day, he should be super good, like super good to leave my remote job, actually.
So, and I have a question about corporate cultures in different different cultures to be honest, because it's the same country to be honest. I think I mean that you live in Colombia and you worked with local companies and some Russian speaking companies. Yeah. So, and the question is, you have worked with Latin American corporate culture and you know how it feels, how it works. And you have worked with the Russian speaking teams in Goiti, in Triple Ten. And from my side, I can tell that Triple Ten has very typical Russian startup corporate culture. But for me,
Okay.
and I want to hear it from you, how it feels, and do you see any differences between I don't know, Colombian style or Latin American style of managing and uh, Russian speaking style?
Yes, there are definitely many difference. Um, I don't know. For example, here in Latin America, the people. Let's talk first about people. People here are more like, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And at the first meeting of the day, we talk 30 minutes about how was your weekend, how is your wife, how is your kid, how is everything. Because I believe we are a very warm people. Um, and I was I had this shock culture when I moved to Go IT because
Yes.
people wasn't like that. I mean, it's culture, you know. It's not like they were not friendly because they were actually. But they were okay. Okay, yeah, let's get back to business. Okay, you're okay. I'm okay. Let's get back to business and let's discuss what is important or not. Um, and I was like, okay, a little bit shocked at first, and but then when I tried to transition to Triple Ten, it was something very similar actually, Russian speaking speakers. So to be honest, it was like the same, but it happens also with you when we start meetings or conversations. I was like, how is everything okay? And you say like, okay, yes, let's talk about work. And yes, I know we are different in that way, but I mean, it's not impossible. It's okay. You can handle this situation. Um, you just need to know, maybe you guys, I don't know, I don't want to generalize, but maybe you guys are a little bit more cold. We are a little bit more warm. I don't know. What do you think?
To be honest, it's so uncomfortable to hear it because I understand, totally understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's true 100%. Every company where I have worked, the same thing. I don't know, we spent 5 seconds for small talk or 10, or I don't know, something like this. And to be honest, I think it's better to have a small talk, to be honest, as
Okay.
despite I'm a Russian person, and but it's really make work together more comfortable and more, I don't know, reliable, maybe more interesting, to be honest, because all of we are all people, and we have our lives is alive, and yeah, it's true. But to be honest, I didn't think that it's that you feel these things so strong. I don't know. I think it's
At first, yes, when I moved to Go IT, that it was my first like Russian speaking experience. It was hard, and well, my boss there was super nice actually. It was like you, like, how okay, okay, yeah, let's go to work, but at least we talk for 2 minutes before the actual work. But the other, like this, then it wasn't like CMO, it was the CFO or something. I don't remember. He was tough.
it was
And
Eugene
what?
who it was. It
Eugene was the CMO. I was working with him,
was
and
the
he
same
was nice.
Eugene. I don't know how you call him, but I call him
Eugene.
I call him Женя, but it's not.
Yeah, everyone call why they're calling you that's a woman's name in Latin America. But yeah, he was super nice, super nice. But then the boss of Eugene, I'm
Hmm.
not saying he wasn't super nice, but he was tough, a tough person. I was always scared, always. I was always telling Eugenia like, Is this okay? That's no, that's fine. That's his personality. Don't worry." Yeah, it was shocking at first for the first months, and then I was okay. You get used to it. And I was saying like it's not like you guys are not nice. Obviously, you guys are super nice. But
I
we
got
are
it.
different. I mean, different cultures. Well, not in Colombia, but well, not in Bogota, but the rest of Colombia, it's always sunny. We always go to the beach. I mean, it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. We don't have a snow. It's different, but it's super. For my side, I can say it's super nice to have these cultural mixes. I really like and enjoy to work with different cultures than mine.
And I was shocked as well when I had my first working call with Net from,
Okay.
and it was so unusual for me because she was my first Brazilian colleague and in marketing team. And I remember then during our first call, she told me about her hobbies, about her hobby, about her parents, about her parents' job, and as I understand about, as I remember about her grandmother. So and so shocked because we spent, I don't know, maybe 20-30 minutes just talking about,
Talking.
yeah, just talking about our lives, and it was like different feelings inside me because my Russian speaking side told me that you have to work and don't
You're
talk.
losing your
Don't,
time
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like this. And but my nice side uh, told me that, oh, it's okay. You make some relationship, working
Yes.
relationship. You know each other, and I don't know which what corporate culture do you prefer?
Maybe a mix. Maybe a mix because obviously I'm more like Natalia's side that I want to I want to get to know the people that I'm working with. Like, what are your passions, your hobbies? What do you do in your free time? Like, I really like, for example, connect on Instagram with my colleagues. I like that. And but for example, here at Tripleton, I have like 9 months, and I only have 3 people for Tripleton on my Instagram account. So that's not that much. That's not that much. I don't know, but that's fine. Like
I think
it's
it's me, Vika, I suppose, and who else?
Ivan and
I
Maria.
Maria. Ah,
Maria,
yeah, yeah, I know.
yeah. Her last name is too difficult for me.
Uh, uh,
You guys have a last name that are too difficult.
uh, s- uh, Slava, it's the person in the chat. He asks your Instagram account link.
Oh, yes. It's like my name, exactly like my name. You can see my name.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I know the nickname. Yeah, it's the same, just without
The same,
yeah, without space between.
without the space, exactly.
Yeah,
But yes, I can say that I enjoy like both. Um, for example, something that I think I don't know if I'm mistake, but for these two like experience working with Russian speaking people, you guys don't believe, I think, in micromanagement, that I believe that's also something cool. Because here in Colombia it's different. They do micromanagement.
Oh, it
Uh,
depends. I think it just
okay,
lucky that you don't have a manager with micromanagement style because it's
okay,
it's it's also very popular in a Russian speaking country to have
okay.
micromanagers. So it's just you lucky that you don't have it.
Okay, well, I was lucky. I'm lucky actually, because yes, from these two experience, you guys didn't ever like market management or something. In here in Colombia, every company you have to, love your work every time. Like, you spend 2 hours here, 1 hour here. At
Oh,
what time did you connect? And some people, and some companies, sorry, they have like when you work remotely, you have to turn on your camera the entire time that you're working.
oh, it's awful.
So they can check if you are connected, or maybe if you're using Slack, Teams, or something. If you are not connected, hey, what are you doing? You didn't come to work, something like this. And
Oh,
well, in my
oh,
experience, you didn't ask me for that in the time we work together. Right now, I don't know. No,
I
nobody's
have
asking
never
me.
seen the cases with camera in Russian speaking market because yeah, it's I can understand it's awful. Really, it's very comfortable to yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit wild. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, too much. I'm not agree with that.
After all these uh things that you said about differences in cultures, I feel guilty to be honest.
Why? No, I said I liked it.
I didn't know that you prefer to talk about hobbies, how we doing on weekends, and this kind of thing. Because as I remember, we didn't talk about it at all. Maybe a few times, just for a few minutes.
Yeah, like I say, like when we have meetings, maybe we talk 1 minute about how was your weekend. Oh, it was great. I went to this restaurant. Okay, so let's get back to business. And it was like that. And I understand. I truly understand. Um, but yes, for us, it's very important to get to know the people that we are working with. Like, how is your hobbies and what is your birthday? To have this like in my calendar, it's hey, happy birthday. This kind of stuff for us are important. But I understand that it's a cultural thing, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, and I think we need to change it because
Lesson learned. Next time that you're working with a Latin
yeah,
person, you know.
now I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
much, yeah, now I know it's much better than I when it was in triple ten. But it's strange, but okay. It's better than to not know it. So yeah. And
Yeah.
I have a last question for you about you. It's really interesting to know. What are your career plans? Do you want to become a chief marketing officer or do you have other goals for your career?
Yes. Well, right now my goals are to continue studying, like continue working, obviously. But for example, I'm starting a new course next week about growth marketing, to have more like more I can apply to different jobs, not only influencer marketing. But my main goal is to do maybe just like a master or something more deeper for public relationships. That's what I really like. And I have experience, but not the super experience. I think I really need to continue studying uh to make this a step. But why not also CMO? I can be I can imagine myself being a CMO in a few years.
Oh, and what do you prefer? To be a chief marketing officer or to be a blogger with 1 million subscribers?
The CMO, yeah, the chief marketing.
Really?
Yes, I mean, I don't wanna live from my social account. I mean, I'm a corporate woman.
Mm,
I can say I am not. I don't consider myself a blogger. It's
mm.
more like a hobby, like in my free time. Like, yeah, it's fun. Like, it's good to work with some companies and to have this extra money at the end of the month. But from my side, I need the corporate world, to be honest.
so unusual because I know people who just ready to sell their souls for 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, really
Yeah, but not my case. I
cool.
love the corporate world. I love to make things happen, to feel like I'm worth something, you know. Yes, I love it. I love the corporate world. I mean, I understand totally people who want to become an influencer and 100% focus on that, but that's not me. That's not me. For me, it's more like a hobby, more like a free time. I really like to enjoy. I really enjoy sharing like moments, trips and everything with my followers, and that's it actually.
That's why you don't post in Reels. Now I understand.
I post reels, but
It's
not that many.
not so often, to be honest. It's just
Yeah, not
a
so often.
month
In
or
the
something.
pandemic time, yeah, but right now, I don't have that much time. But yes, I really enjoy being on social and everything, and I don't take that work from my side too serious. You know, I'm not going to spend like 3 days working on a reel. It will be perfect. No, I'm not. I'm more like in the corporate side, but I think it's super cool and nice and fun to have the social media and to share my day with the people.
Interesting thing for you, I think. Right now in a speaking segment of Instagram, it feels like it's like very strong trend to post reels every day, maybe twice a day. And I
Mhm.
know many bloggers who just like a reels factory. They produce I don't know, 10 reels per day. I don't know. I can't understand how it's possible, and I don't want to understand it. But yeah, it's like a big trend to post as many reels as possible.
No, and it's a real job. I mean, if you are doing it like posting one reel a day, or for instance, in TikTok, you have to post like 3 to 4 to 5 times a day to get viral, to get noticed.
Mm.
That's a real job for myself. I can say that's a real job, and it costs money and it costs time. Um, but yes, like being in front of the camera like the whole day, it's not my thing.
And I heard that it's really crazy thing in China because they just literally spend the whole day like in front of camera and it's crazy. Yeah, they literally sell cars in car shops, and I don't know how to say it correctly. It's dealers shops. So
Dealer, yes.
yeah, in dealers, yeah. And they literally trying to they literally sells cars in live streams in WeChat.
No, it's like I told you, it's getting out of control. It's getting wild, but I mean it's funny. We should also as marketers, we should be like on top of that. I mean, we should have checked everything. And actually, from my side, what I can say is since I work at influencer marketing and content marketing and everything, I enjoyed the part of being blogger because I always looking for trends and everything, and it's kind of like I really like to be like involved in everything. So this also helps me a lot of understanding what the bloggers needs and how they're negotiating, how everything works. But yeah, it's a crazy war, and we need to continue. We need to be updating everything every day because it's getting wild, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We need to fight with it.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true. So I think it was my last question, and that's it from my side. And it was so interesting to be honest, especially about different differences between corporate cultures. And it was shocked, and I still feel guilty after that.
don't be, but you can in
Right,
your
right.
yeah, if you hire someone, if you work again with a person with of Latin or Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, you will know how you should ask for your hobbies. Are you married? How is your husband? How's your kid, your dog? We love to get answer questions about our dogs because we
So,
really,
do
really love our
you
dog.
do you have a dog?
You have a dog?
Do you have a dog? Because I
Oh,
have.
no. I don't.
Trying to fix the situation.
Oh, okay, okay. No, but it's too late. Sorry, it's too late.
Ah,
But I don't. I don't, but we really like to be asked these kind of questions. So if people are listening and you're working with Latin people in the next few years, ask for their personal life. We love to talk about our personal life.
yeah, it's better to know it one or but okay.
Yes,
Better now than never. So,
exactly. Yeah.
thank you so much. It was really pleasure to have you here today, despite. Oh, I think here is a compliment for you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Elena.
yeah, it's my wife. It's
Yeah, I
cool.
know. I figure out for the last name. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Thank
don't
you,
have
so sweet.
numbers then, but yeah, this is also. So thank you so much one more time. It was really so interesting. And forgive me the technical issues in the beginning. I will fix it. So
No, thank you for inviting me anytime. If you want to repeat or talk about something else, also our personal life, I'm here.
thank you so much, Neil. I think we can finish here, and it was like a pure pleasure to talk with you about influencers and about countries, etc. It was really cool. So
Yeah,
thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
So see you in Instagram, I think.
Yes, of course.
So
See
thank
you, everyone. Bye.
bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you.